Here's 2 pieces of good advice. Number 1, switch to Geico and you can save hundreds. Number 2, don't invite your ex-girlfriend to your wedding.
He still loves me, and he knows it!
Alright, this is little Jackalope's sounds test. If you guys can hear me and if the volume sounds good, tell me if you have ever tried a KoKo Kringle in real life. V-Budkey, you made homemade KoKo Kringles? Do you have, like, the recipe? Could you, like, share that with us? I would love to make that in real life. There we go. Get that chat feed up. Oops, sorry. As I fumble around here. Getting the last few things ready. We're gonna go live in about 4 minutes. Librarian, yeah, right. Let's just cross our fingers Sunny June isn't nearby to curse my technology, my tech tools here today. No technical difficulties, thank you. Mysterious for you, welcome. Glad to have you here. El Moyers, that's exactly right. The jingle. There's this little treat that I love a bunch, so I wrote this little jingle. Add a little chocolate and a ton of chocolate and a little crunch, and there's your KoKo Kringle. V Budkey, thank you. That sounds brilliant. Do you mind if I share that on the Amateur Sleuth Blog, V Budkey? The recipe? Yeah, the music is kind of loud, isn't it? I can adjust that a little. Do. 1 minute left. Hey guys, Little Jackalope of the Amateur Sleuth Blog. This is our 4th live stream of our Nancy Drew games. Today and tomorrow and Friday, we will be playing Curse of Blackmoor Manor, which is like rated one of the top 3 fan favorites of all time. Hey guys, if you... Checking the sound. Can you guys hear me okay? You see me? Yes, Lego Freak. Can you hear me? So what happens if you guys are new to the stream and to Twitch? Welcome, glad to have you. There's a few rules. I will be seeing your guys' feed, your chat feed, on this little tablet right here in front of me. So when you see me looking down there, I'm reading your feed while the game is playing. Yay, you can hear me too. Good. There is a 10-second delay, just FYI. It's an internet thing. So I see your comments right away, but you won't see my reaction for another 10 seconds if I see it and respond. So a few things. No spoilers. Please keep the chat feed to a PG level. Keep it appropriate. No swearing. No spoilers. Spoilers include like what's going to happen next in the game before I actually play that part, and who the culprit is, and culprits for other games too. We try to keep the culprits a secret in case other people haven't played the game yet, so they can still enjoy it themselves for the first time. Elmwires, no, I have not been to England, but it is my number one top destination of where I want to travel next. So, you guys were curious about... Thank you, Classic Nancy Drew 17. Okay, so you guys were questioning about I can't even talk today. About KoKo Kringles. Look at here. Each day, today, tomorrow, and Friday, I will be giving away 3 KoKo Kringles. So that's a total of 9 KoKo Kringles, but only one person each day will get them. So for today, and it might be different tomorrow, I haven't decided yet, but for today, when we get back from intermission, yes, we will have intermission like halfway through our game time today. When we get back from intermission, I will have a trivia question. So whoever answers the trivia question first and correctly, as correctly as can be, will be the one to receive this 3-pack of KoKo Kringles. The trivia question will be from this game that we're playing, from something that happened during our gameplay. If you were paying attention to reading or to the dialogue or to something in the environment, that's the kind of trivia question it's going to be. Okay, the way we do the KoKo Kringle giveaway might be a little bit different tomorrow or the next day. I'm thinking that the last day, it might just be a random draw from at the end of the day from everyone who participated in the feed. So yes, you do have to be, you do have to have an account and be chatting so I can see you in the feed. A Twitch account is free. If you guys are watching, you don't have a Twitch account, it is free. You can sign up and you can join our chat. So today we are going to go for only an hour and a half. We're going to end, see, it's 5 o'clock here. We're going to end at 6:30 because I've got a special appointment that I need to get to afterwards. Tomorrow and the next day we'll probably go for longer because Curse of Blackmoor Manor is a long, hard game. The puzzles take a long time. So we are going to do intermission about halfway through, so in about 40 minutes. It's 5:04 right now. At 5:45 my time is when we're going to take a 5-minute intermission. Okay? Alright. You ready to rock? A question though here. Who has played this game and who has not? I'm going to put on my glamorous headphones. Oh, and if you guys ever see any, if my video cuts out or if there's tech problems and you see it, shout it out on the chat feed so I can see that, okay? Like if the volume is bad too as well. Yay, you guys have played it many times. Classic Nancy Drew, after intermission, we're going to ask a trivia question. Whoever gets it right correctly and first in the chat feed will get these 3 packs, this 3-pack of KoKo Kringles. That's how it's going to work. In 40 minutes, we're going to go to intermission for a 5-minute intermission. Alright, let's switch to live gaming. So, I don't have the chat feed live in my gameplay UI right here. It's just going to be me and the game. Here we go. New game.
Welcome to my latest case,
Her
The
latest.
Curse of Blackmoor Manor. To start, choose Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, choose Gameplay Overview.
Oh yeah, you played the French version too? We're having a sale on Curse of Blackmoor Manor these few days because of the Twitch party. But you can get the French digital download for $5 if you use the promo code that you saw on the slideshow. And that'll go back up on during intermission. You'll see that slideshow code. We're gonna play Junior Detective.
Dear Ned, greetings from jolly old England. Although right now I'm not so sure about the jolly part. That's because I'm on my way to Blackmoor Manor, where the daughter of one of our neighbors is living. The daughter, whose name is Linda, recently married Hugh Penvellyn, a British diplomat. Hugh travels a lot, so the only people at the manor with Linda are Hugh's aunt, Mrs. Drake, and Hugh's 12-year-old daughter, Jane. The thing is, ever since Linda moved into the manor, her health has gone downhill. She's practically bedridden, and no one seems to know why. Her mother is convinced something is terribly wrong and wants me to find out what. So here I am, about to be dropped off at a huge centuries-old mansion in the middle of a dark, foggy moor. I can't tell whether the butterflies in my stomach are because I'm excited or just a tad creeped out. Talk to you soon. I hope. Nancy.
Night, miss. Good luck.
Creaky old gate. Hey guys, how's the volume on the game? Is it good? Too loud?
Nancy. Who's there? Hello? There's something out there!
Where, child?
Over there! I mean, something was out there.
I promise.
Come in. I'm Mrs. Drake. I take it you are Nancy Drew?
Yes, and I really did see something, Mrs. Drake. I heard something, too.
Really?
Oh, people are always seeing and hearing things on the moor at night. Especially you Americans. Why don't you just go on up to your room? It's the one with the moon on the door.
Anyone else think
I'd
her
like
eyes
to
are a
see
little
Linda,
creepy?
if I could.
I'm afraid Linda is, not quite ready to meet with you just now. But please, come see me after you've unpacked. I'll be in the conservatory.
All right, thank you.
Miss Wizard, it was tweeted about an hour ago about this Twitch stream. Let's adjust the volume for you guys just a little bit.
Dear Ned, greetings from jolly old England. Dear Ned, greetings from jolly old England. Dear Ned.
Yeah. We'll try that. How's this? Can you guys hear me better now? Let's explore our bedroom. You know, this is one of those things I always keep wishing that there's an Easter egg if I clicked it a gazillion times. RJ Grace 09, yes. This game, interesting box. Fascinating. Yes, this game is loosely based on an actual Nancy Drew book. This one is based on The Bluebeard Room, which is book number 77 from the Adventure series.
John Penvellyn.
John Penvellyn. Granny and the Water Fairy. What a fascinating story about a frog and a gator and a beautiful princess, and he wants to get to the princess. Ooh, what's this? You know, some of these classic older games, you know what you gotta do just sometimes? You need I need a notebook. You have to take notes. Water. Earth. Fire. Air. Copycat 94. It was tweeted around 4. No, you're right. It was actually 3:30. I think we tweeted this. This is a lovely picture book. And all 3 lived happily ever after. Wait a minute. A bright red key. Well, that's an interesting random gift to give. Okay. Okay, anyways, we are here to figure out why Linda is acting so oddly. Ooh, what's this?
A tripod. For a camera, maybe?
For a camera? Oh no, Classic Nancy Drew, your video can't stop. If you guys have troubles watching the video stream, if it's on your phone, you might have more troubles. I'd suggest switching to a desktop computer or a laptop. And if you're having browser issues, just refresh your browser or switch to a different browser. Browsers include Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, Safari, Opera. Okay, Hugh is the one who's married to Linda.
I'm sorry, I cannot take your call right now. Either leave me a message at the embassy or call me back later. Thank you.
6 o'clock at night. Okay. And I just have fun, you know. I wish that did something more. Huh. Ooh. Okay, so we have, yeah. What do you call these? Astrology? Astronomy? The star stuff. Bruma. Lepus. Okay. Look at this classic suitcase! Nancy's got 90s style. Oh, the Hackmeister shirt. I think we have that available in our Amazon store. If you could get that as a t-shirt yourself.
Wonder what goes there.
Emma Peel wannabe. That's a good way of remembering things. Wow, this is a big fancy painting. How would you like to wake up and see that right away?
Oh, Ethel, do I have to learn this?
Yes, I'm afraid you do.
If I do well, can we play a game?
Yes, but only in French.
Oh.
Miss Wizard, may the Fourth be with you. I'm a Star Wars fan.
I need the key.
You do, Nancy? Why?
I need the key.
We're in lessons right now. This is not a good time.
Mystery Detective 95. Yes, I have played the DVD version. Of this game.
I need something else for this.
Like what? He needs a hat. That's what he needs. The hand is showing up here.
I need something else for this.
Gargoyle needs a hat.
Stay in Italy as long as you want, then. Some kind of husband you're proving to be. It's not all in my head. Don't bother.
Oh dear. Yes, I'm a Star Wars fan, Lord of the Rings fan, a video gaming fan. Oh, look at these phones. Did anyone of you guys have a phone like this? Shadows.
Linda? Hi, it's me, Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew, our friendly neighborhood detective. Well, welcome to Blackmoor Manor. I apologize for greeting you under such unusual circumstances.
Condition. Let's just be nice.
So, how are you feeling?
How am I feeling? Well, I feel like...
Creepy.
I feel like something really strange is happening.
Could you be more specific?
Could I be more specific? Ah, the ace detective is grilling me for details. I'm tired all the time, my mouth is dry, my vision is blurry. But that's not important. Here's what's important, Nancy. There are some doors that should never be opened. There are some doors that hold secrets which must never be known. That's everything you need to know. Now if...
Mummy, can I come in?
No. You're supposed to be in your lessons.
Lessons are over. I want to meet Nancy.
I said no, Jane.
Okay.
That was my stepdaughter. She can be such a pest sometimes. Anyway, I understand you feel an obligation to my mother, but trust me, there's nothing you can do. You're welcome to stay, but I strongly recommend that you go home as soon as possible.
What? No, I can't go home.
I can't go home empty-handed. It might jeopardize my ace detective status.
Yeah.
Linda?
Oh, come on. Don't just stop talking to me.
Okay, I'll let you rest. But I'll be back. I'm here for you if you need me.
I'm here. I'm gonna figure it out.
Hi, Linda.
Yeah.
I'll be going now.
Mummy. Oh, if you guys are in another fandom, you'll know that mummy is a keyword for a certain episode of a certain sci-fi TV show. Really creepy. She doesn't look too happy in these pictures. Hugh does. This is a very creepy looking room. It's very dark. She's got everything draped.
This must be Mrs. Drake's room. Guess she's not in her room.
She must be somewhere.
Oh, it's just a parrot.
Scared ya?
No, you didn't.
Did you? Did you?
Polly want a cracker?
Not Polly. Lolo. Lolo.
Okay, okay.
Lolo. Lolo.
Okay.
Lolo.
Okay, I get the point. Lulu.
Lolo. 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 Lolo.
I see there's some other Doctor Who fans in here. Yes, that is exactly what I was referring to. That was a very creepy episode, but I loved the ending for that.
Do you by any chance know Latin?
Quiste rogavit, bene
Vidi
vidi
vici,
vici,
semper ubi sububi.
Morituri
I'll take that as a yes. Would you mind translating something for me?
Fire away.
Ruma?
The longest day of the year is solstitium, the summer solstice.
That's
The
coming up.
shortest day is bruma, the winter solstice. Equinoctium vernum is a spring equinox. Equinoctium autumnalis is a fall equinox. Day equals
Equals
night.
night.
Lulu's always right.
Bye, bird.
Bye, bird.
Don't leave me. I love
I love you too.
you. The time has come for closing books.
There
There
goes
goes
my
my
cell
cell
phone.
phone.
Hello?
Hi, Nancy. It's Mrs. Petroff. How is everything? Have you seen Linda yet?
Literally speaking, no, but I did talk to her. Not that she told me anything.
I'm just about at my wit's end. I've never known her to act like this. The last doctor that examined her said that aside from a little dry skin, which is not unusual for her, she was perfectly fine.
Dry skin, huh? She was fine.
Why is she hiding behind that curtain?
I have no idea. When I was out there last week, I got fed up and pulled the curtain back. She threw a fit, but otherwise she looked absolutely normal. A little pale, perhaps, but who wouldn't be pale, cooped up like that? Something has changed her.
Something has
Something in
changed.
that house.
Something in that
Hugh is just as bewildered and upset by her behavior as I am. Please get to the bottom of this, Nancy. You're our last hope.
Help me, Nancy. You're my only hope.
Where is Hugh?
He was called to Rome. As a diplomat, he's always being called out of the country without warning and without any say in the matter. He'd much rather be there with Linda, although
Mrs. Petroff? Are you there?
it's just that Hugh said it hasn't been very easy for him to talk to her lately. Whenever he calls, which is at least once a day, Linda always seems to fly off the handle for no reason, which doesn't make sense. Linda has always been extremely level-headed and even-tempered. She never gets angry. At least she didn't used to.
Sorry, you guys are funny in this stream.
Who exactly is Mrs. Drake?
She's Hugh's aunt. She's taken care of Blackmoor Manor ever since her brother died. He was Hugh's father. She's a bit of a character.
I noticed.
The way she spends all her time in that conservatory, slouching around, trowel in hand, murmuring to herself. You'd think she was burying something. Or somebody.
She's burying something. A dead squirrel.
Goodbye, Mrs. Petroff.
Goodbye, Nancy. Oh, one more thing. My niece is on call and her husband's out of town, and I told her I'd go over there and babysit if she had to work. So if you call and I don't answer, that's why. Bye.
Yes, I just had to share that. Okay, yes. You guys had a couple questions. Yeah, I just random dead squirrel. Oh, I missed your feed. Felicity, the door. That quote. I don't know where that is from. Do you guys know? It sounds like a movie reference or like a book reference. Minima, maxima, soup. And yes, I have actually played this game a bajillion times.
Looks like John Pendleton may have developed some of the plants that are in here himself.
Ooh, hybrids. Hey, it's the Granny story.
Doesn't work.
Well,
this must be some kind of well, but where's the water?
Not there. Ooh. Hey, you guys want to see what Nancy looks like? You guys should see what Nancy looks like. I can show you.
A carnivorous plant. Cool.
Spoiler alert, I'm going to show you Nancy.
That's probably not a good idea.
Yes, Nancy, touch it. Ah! Look, there's Nancy. She just got eaten by a giant trash can. Second chance. I'm terrible. I always beat up on Nancy. Creepy plants.
All settled in? Good. I'm happy that you're visiting Linda, but I know how much you teenagers like your televisions and loud stereos, so I must insist that you act respectfully and civilly while you stay with us. Since my nephew Hugh is away on business, I am in charge of this household. And if there's one thing I cannot stand, it's noise. Hugh's daughter Jane is staying with us and would very much like to meet you. But please try not to distract her. She has her studies and mustn't be disturbed during her lessons.
Don't disturb her. She's learning.
Is anyone else staying here?
We do not have any permanent house staff, if that's what you mean. The Penvillans have always been self-reliant. We get on quite well without being continuously mollycoddled by a squadron of insipid, gossiping ne'er-do-wells. Now, we do have two other house guests. Our Mr. Nigel Mukherjee, who is researching the Penvillan family history in the library, and Ethel Bossany, Jane's tutor.
Do you know what's wrong with Linda?
Oh, Linda simply needs some time to adjust to her new living situation. England is not the United States. We do things differently. Or should I say properly here. The doctor believes it's just a case of nerves.
Her mother told me she refuses to let anyone see her. Is that true?
I don't know, and the doctors don't know. No one seems to know anything. All I've been told is that Linda is unwell and that in her stead, I must look after matters. Now please, I really do not have time to entertain you. You may have the run of the house, but do not break anything, and refrain from mucking about with items that aren't yours.
Oh, that's...
two rules Jane seems incapable of following. And before I forget, our kitchen is being remodeled, so our dining situation is rather unorthodox. I've made arrangements with a local restaurant to deliver meals to us. There should be a programmed number for them on the phone in your room. Feel free to order whatever you'd like.
Yes, all the food.
Goodbye.
Good evening.
Okay.
Who's hungry? Who's ready for some nummies?
Did you say something, Mrs. Drake?
Not to you, dear.
My sister used to quote Mrs. Drake, that whole line, very well. Not to you, dear. Yes, food. Hey, you guys. Something has come up here at work. I'm going to have to cut to intermission early in just a couple of minutes here. In about 4 minutes, we're going to cut to intermission, and when we get back, we'll have a trivia question. We're actually going to end in a half hour because we've got some things that we're working on in the office. Top secret. We'll spend a lot of time playing this game tomorrow and the next day. I promise. Who wants some nummies? Nancy Drew does. Ooh, we got to explore this room too. Libraries. Okay, who is super jealous that they have their own library in their house? Am I the only one who wants a library? Hi.
Ah, yes. Are you here from the agency? It's about time.
My sister's younger.
Agency?
Oh, dear. You're not the typist from the Spiffy Specialty Agency, are you? Well,
I could be.
How do you do? I'm Nigel Mukherjee.
You're so thrilled to see me now if I'm not from the Spiffy... whatever.
Pleased to meet you. My name's Nancy Drew. Are you visiting Blackmoor Manor?
I'm researching the Penvillin family, and Mrs. Drake has graciously opened the library for me. Nothing much has been written about the Penvillins. Until now.
Until now.
Sounds intriguing.
It might have something to do with their scandalous history. Or perhaps it has something to do with the family treasure.
Yes, Hugh. Hugh, your name is going to be in here a lot because there's a character named Hugh.
Scandalous history?
Oh.
Well, having a family member burned as a witch can hardly be considered a mark of pride, I dare say.
It makes for a great story.
And then there's the whole business with the Blackmoor Beast.
Blackmoor Beast?
He knows.
It's a story that's been told for generations out here. During the 1600s, many of the villagers reported seeing a strange beast with red eyes and giant fangs prowling in the moors. They asked the mistress of Blackmoor Manor, Eleanor Penvillin, to put a bounty on the beast's head. But, oddly enough, she not only refused, she forbade anyone from hunting the creature. It was rumored that the beast was Eleanor's husband, whom she had cursed for finding out too much about the Penvillin secret.
Whoops.
Penvillin's secret?
For centuries, the Penvillins have been very secretive. Some believe they're protectors of a fabulous treasure, or of some dark secret. There are several skeletons rattling about in the Penvillin closet. Take, for example, Eleanor Penvillin, tried and convicted of witchcraft in 1650. Quite the height of the witch trials here in Essex. It was rumored that Cromwell arranged the conviction.
Cromwell?
Oliver Cromwell? Ironsides? I suppose they don't teach history any longer in the U.S.
Well,
Lady Penvillin was a rather vocal critic of
history.
Cromwell's policies and helped many of his enemies flee the country. Whether she actually was a practitioner of witchcraft is unknown. Although many visitors to the manor during her tenure reported hearing strange, ghostly bells. Some even saw phantom hands floating about the manor, tolling their charmed chimes.
Okay, you're crazy. Let's leave.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Farewell.
Miss Western suggested that Felicity the door quote could be a reference to the dragon door that's right near Lulu to check it out. Now, I don't know what the name Felicity would have to do with it.
À tes souhaits.
À tes souhaits. Is that French?
Do you mind if I use this computer?
No, not at all. But it's very old. Feel free to use mine if I'm not here.
Who's Alan?
Alan Penvillin was a noted researcher in computers and languages. Jane let me into his computer, but there was nothing much of interest on it.
What's the password?
I'm not sure.
Yes, I am. I love to read, you guys. I spent many hours every summer when I was growing up. That would be my pastime.
Gesundheit.
Danke.
He has allergies. Yes, I read a lot. I read all the Nancy Drew books, the Hardy Boys books, the Boxcar Children, Little House on the Prairie, American Girl, all kinds of books. And then when I got older, I read a lot more. But those were my big book series. What kind of books do you guys read? Are any of you big readers? Let's go see if Jane is available now. Oh, but you know what? It's 5:30. It is time. Time for intermission, you guys. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to take 5 minutes intermission, and then we'll come back with a trivia question, okay? And whoever answers that correctly and first will be the person to get KoKo Kringles. So don't stray away too far. I'll come back and give you a few times. If you hear me from a distance, you can come back to your computer or whatever. Okay? 5 minutes. It helps if I unmute it. Hey guys, we are back. So, I'm going to also post the question in the feed. So if you guys are having trouble with the video, you'll still at least be able to see in the chat right away. Actually, you know what? I probably shouldn't do that. Okay. You know what? I'm going to ask the question only in chat. That way everyone sees it right away at the same time, okay? So, this trivia question, as soon as whoever it is that will that ends up getting it first, I will call that person out, and I will ask you to whisper to me back. It's just like private messaging. Whisper to me back your mailing address so that I can send it to you, okay? I'm going to try to make this as fair as possible. So I'm going to type this to you shortly. Here's part 1 of the question leading up to it, so you can read that. Yes, this is based on time. It's whoever answers it first. Here comes the question. Lulu taught us a little Latin earlier in the game. Here's your actual question. Ready? Go. Oh, we have a winner! Oh no, your video's... Is my video freezing? Okay, so earlier in the feed, earlier in the chat... Hey, you guys were paying attention. Yes, I said earlier in the chat that the most accurate, fastest answer will come first. So by technicalities, I'm also counting spelling and capitalization. I'm so mean. So what's the person who answered first and spelled it correctly is actually, it looks like Alyssa B17 spelled it correctly first. It's a capital B, lowercase r, U-M-A. Alyssa B, if you could whisper to me your mailing address, you are our lucky winner today in winning a 3-pack of KoKo Kringles. Congrats. You guys did an excellent job. You guys were answering really fast, too. You guys were actually paying attention. Ah! Not that you guys already kind of knew that if you had played the game, too. So it was really, really easy to understand. We'll have a couple more tomorrow, and the next day we'll be giving away KoKo Kringles, too. Probably in a different manner, so it's not going to be like a fast-paced race. I just like to have fast-paced stuff every once in a while. But let's get back into the game and play for another 20 minutes. Squall 1553, where were you? Alright, back to our game. Thanks for the tip, Miss Wizard. And let's see, if you have troubles, I'll touch base with you after the end of the stream, okay? Okay, we were on our way to see if Jane was done. And she is!
Hi, you must be Nancy. I'm so pleased you're here. I'm Jane. I know you've come to visit my stepmom, but I'd love it if you could pop by whenever you get the chance.
Pop by?
Oh, we'll have such fun. Let's play a game.
I like playing games.
Sure, Jane. What would you like to play?
Let's play this card game I found in your room. Actually, it's Bridget's room. I mean, it used to be her room. I mean, she died like 300 years ago. You can see a painting of her in the Great Hall. She's the one with the telescope. Okay, so you have to match up a pair of constellations. I made all the matches in 40 tries. Try to beat my record.
Okay. Cassiopeia. Whoops. I have a friend named Cassie, and her nickname is Cassiopeia. I forget where they all are. Oh, dear. Oh, okay. Lucky me. Oh, wait. There it is. Corona. Aquila. Whoa, lucky me. Ah. Telescopium. Are any of you guys like super fast at this too?
You beat my score!
Felicitations! That was fun, but I'd like to ask you some questions.
Sure, what do you want to know? About Mummy? I mean, Linda. I do hope you'll help. She's been a bit out of sorts lately.
Bit out of sorts.
Do you know why she doesn't want to be seen?
I think maybe it's because of the lady in black. I was playing in Mummy's room when she wasn't there, and when I looked up, there was a lady all dressed in black putting something on Mummy's nightstand.
Did you recognize the woman?
I couldn't see her face because she wore a cape with a hood. The lady put a note on Mummy's nightstand, but I didn't read it. That's when Mummy started feeling poorly. I don't want to think about that. Let's play a game. It will cheer me up.
Not right now, but maybe later.
You can come in anytime you want, even if I'm not here.
Really?
I've got some really smashing things.
Smashing
I'm so
things.
happy you've come, Nancy. I hope you can make Mummy feel better.
Fun fact, you guys. The voice of this girl, like the voice actress, when she voiced Jane, she was like in her 70s. And of course, the voice of Lulu the parrot is Lonnie's voice, the same voice as Nancy. Talent.
I totally love that show. Isn't Brady Armstrong so dreamy? Total hottie.
Anybody want to watch 4 Petunia Highway with me? Heartthrob channel. Who's got the Heartthrob channel?
You had a guinea pig?
Yes, but it died.
When?
I don't know. I'd really rather not think about it, all right?
Looks like you're learning some interesting stuff.
Bet you wouldn't say that if you were the one who had to learn it.
Okay, so her lessons happen from 6 a.m. to 1400. That's, what is that, 2 o'clock? 2 o'clock in the afternoon? So if I want to come into this room, it has to be after 2. Yeah. Draw Bridget's favorite star constellations. Create an illustration for The Ballad of Bridget. We're going to have this song stuck in our heads. Who's got this song memorized? Mystery Detective 95. Alani is actually in her 60s or 70s as well. Right now. That is a really cool desk. I like desks. I like to go antique shopping for old furniture like this. So cool.
That's my family tree. Ask me anything about anyone. Go on, ask me.
Gardenia 7. No, I have not met Lonnie. Oh wait, we're gonna ask her trivia questions. Let's see. I wanted to learn more about... Oops. I clicked on that wrong. Next page. Eleanor.
What can you tell me about Eleanor?
Just that she was burned as a witch, but it wasn't true, and her father, James, died when he saw her die. And then the family fled to France. I don't want to talk about this.
Don't want to talk about it, but she was so excited to talk about it earlier. Here's Bridget.
Tell me about Brigitte, the one born in 1759.
She never married and was bonkers for astronomy. She adopted her sister's son, Richard, who later got killed at Waterloo.
Gardenia 7, I think you're supposed to click the chattering teeth 10 times.
Who was Alan?
He was my grandfather, but I didn't know him because he died when I was little. I guess he was nice.
Ooh, ooh. Stop. Runes! I do like using runes in Amateur Sleuth Blog puzzles. These look fun. Mom. Oh, she likes her mom.
Nigel gave that to me when I was in the library once. I think he was hoping it would scare me, but it didn't. I'm too smart to believe in that sort of stuff.
Too smart to believe in that sort of stuff, huh? Werewolves by Piliki Vadas. Lycanthropy. Ooh. Fingernails grow long, you get hairy hands. Ugh, creepy.
This phone number just might come in handy.
Really, Nancy? We should make a phone call then, huh?
I used that to make cakes for Lulu the parrot. That's why the ingredients are so nasty. Like I would eat mealworms.
Yum. But we don't know what to feed it. Oh, look! Who wants to feed...
Do you mind if I make something?
Go right ahead.
This looks like an easy bake oven. I had one of those. But this is Krillmeister brand. Shall we feed the bird KoKo Kringles? The voice of Jane was in her 70s or 80s when she voiced Jane. I don't really remember the exact age. Okay, so...
Do you mind if I make something?
No.
Go right ahead.
Crackers. Polywana. Squawkingly good. Mixed beans. Yeah, sure. Farm fresh blueberries. Yep. Mealworms. Yeah. Avocado? Nope. Salami? No. Haba haba salsa? No, not good. Unsalted mixed nuts. Yes, that's good. Let's bake that. Beep. Mysterious for you. Sorry to see you go. Have a good night. Poor Lulu. We have a cake. I'm not gonna eat that.
Who's this?
That's my mum, my real mum. She's an opera singer. It's not like she's famous or anything, but she does live in Paris.
Mysterious for you, we're streaming at the same time tomorrow, 5 o'clock Pacific time. It's on our social media sites as well, those times, and our website too. Ooh.
What is this book?
Don't know really.
Mutus
Ethel
Liber.
gave it to me. She said it belonged to my grandfather. Do you think Brady Armstrong is cute?
I've met him. Spiky hair. Meanie. Oh, we know these symbols. That's water, earth, fire, air. Yeah. And then these must be important too. What is this, a sun or a shooting star? A sword. Dragon. Interesting. Okay.
Each of those cups seems to be associated with a Roman numeral.
I know Roman numerals. Where's 1? Because this is 3, of course. This is 5, 8, 4. Okay. Capturing the wind? Time? Something... Using this tool for the demons, the gargoyles? Okay. We've got all these symbols on a square thing. Looks like that square thing is being heated. And this must be the good action. Putting your hands in the fire is a bad action. We learned something today, folks. Okay. Oh, hey.
That was written by Charles Penvillin way back in like the 1500s. When I read it, it seemed really familiar, you know?
Okay, I'm going to step up to this door. You guys, keep an eye on one of these dogs. Their eyes are going to blink. Here we go. Did you see that? Fancy door.
Oh, you startled me. You must be Nancy. I'm Jane's tutor, Ethel.
Every time!
Hello, Ethel. Jane is very excited you're visiting. You're all she's talked about for the past week.
Uh-huh.
Wow, I feel so embarrassed. I didn't think I'd have a fan club all the way over here.
Yes, well, I'm sorry, but I'm in a bit of a rush. I need to go over some things with Jane.
Oh, I guess I'll be going then.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Nancy. Our paths will cross again, I'm sure.
She's one of the creepiest things in this manor. Yep. Wait. I was gonna check my phone. I was going to call Paliki, the author.
This is Paliki.
Hi, my name is Nancy Drew. Could I ask you some questions about lycanthropy?
I'm sorry, I'm about to leave for a seminar and I'm very busy. Besides, I've written 2 books and 12 articles on the subject. If you have questions, perhaps you should try reading one of them.
I did. That's how I got your number.
Well, if you didn't understand something, I'm afraid I really don't have time to explain it to you.
I understood everything. It's just that I know someone who seems to be exhibiting some of the symptoms of lycanthropic
Lycanthropic metamorphosis? Well, that's different. Talk to me.
What do you consider to be the definitive signs that someone is turning into some kind of animal?
Symptoms are relatively subtle. Dry mouth, fatigue, impaired vision, and reduced blood flow to the skin. Is this person pale?
I can't say. She won't let anyone see her. She just lies in bed all day behind this curtain.
And at night, what does she do at night?
I can't be sure, but I do know that I saw something outside the night I arrived. Some kind of animal. And when I asked to see my friend, I was told she was unavailable.
This sounds very promising.
You don't really believe she's turning into some kind of creature, do you?
Young lady, I believe the human mind is capable of far more than we can ever imagine. Pale skin, dry mouth, fatigue. The human mind is perfectly capable of causing the body to exhibit such symptoms, if it is so motivated.
So motivated?
What would motivate someone to turn into an animal?
Most lycanthropes are under a great deal of stress, due perhaps to the death of a loved one, marriage, divorce, relocation, that sort of
thing.
They're emotionally vulnerable, which means they're particularly open to the power of suggestion.
Someone suggests they become a lycanthrope?
Not in so many words, of course. Somehow they get it in their head that they're destined to take another form. They see something, they read something, someone says something to them. Somehow they come to believe they're supposed to undergo a physical metamorphosis, and so, in their weakened psychological state, they do.
Are temper tantrums symptomatic of lycanthropy?
There are no hard and fast rules when it comes to lycanthropy, or almost anything else for that matter. But if someone believes that what they're changing into is irrational, or has a bad temper, then they will exhibit irrational, ill-tempered behavior, especially if this is contrary to their former nature.
Interesting.
Thanks for your time.
My pleasure.
My pleasure. Well, now that we know that we can order food, let's go get some food. Do-do-do-do.
Boar's Head Pub, this is Tommy.
Tommy!
Hi, this is Nancy Drew. I'm supposed to call you if I want some food?
Right. Nancy Drew, out at the old Blackmoor Manor, are you? You must be Hank Marvin up there. Pity about your kitchen, but we'll fix you up for some Bex and Posh. Just tell me what you'd like.
Okay. What do you have?
We've got some loop-de-loop, bangers and mash, a real fine pinky and perky, and a delicious dog's eye, me fork and knife just rubber-ducked. Hello?
Could you repeat that?
Sure, we've got some loop-de-loop, bangers and mash, pinky and perky, and a dog's eye, and they're
all
all Robin
Hood. It's like one of my favoriteest lines in a Nancy Drew game ever. What should we order? Let's see. Let's do dog's eye.
Can I have the dog's eye?
Sounds appetizing.
That'll make me Gooseberry right proud. Uncle Fred and Johnny Rudder?
No, I'll be eating alone, thank you.
All right then, we'll come round and leave it at your Rory. Oh, and we've got no hot potato about, so it might take a bit. But we'll have it up to you in no time. Fish and taters.
Fish and taters. That'll make me gooseberry right proud. Hugh. And no, I don't mean Lego Freak in the chat.
Hugh Penvillin here.
Hello, Mr. Penvillin. This is Nancy Drew. I'm the one who's visiting Linda. You know, from the United States, across the pond.
Yes, of course. Are you at Blackmoor?
Yes, I am, and I've talked to Linda.
Good for you, because frankly, that's something I've been quite unable to do lately. These temper tantrums of hers make rational discourse well nigh impossible.
She gets angry for no reason?
Absolutely none. We'll be talking on the phone about the weather or Jane's lessons or something equally innocuous, and suddenly she'll be bellowing at me and slamming the phone down.
There must be something that sets her off.
Everything sets her off. I promise you, these rages of hers are totally uncalled for and quite unbearable. I love her dearly, but she's making things very difficult.
Very difficult. Fun fact, you guys. Tommy at the Boar's Head Pub that we just talked to, that actor is Jonah von Spreeken. Jonah von Spreeken has done several male characters in our games. He's also the voice of Frank Hardy in our games. Miles, Magnificent Memory Machine. Harlan from Haunted Carousel. Andy Jason from Deception Island. He's done a lot.
I met your daughter Jane.
Quite the bundle of energy, isn't she?
I get the feeling that she's a little lonely.
I'm sure she is, what with a private tutor instead of school and Linda being under the weather. And coming back to Blackmoor no doubt reminds her of her real mother. Renee and I were divorced almost 2 years ago. Jane went into a bit of a tailspin for a while, but she's come to adore Linda. She's been calling her Mummy since the day we were married.
Have you spent much time on your father's computer? The one that's in the library?
I dare say I've never touched it. Mathematics, computer science, linguistics, all the things that fascinated my scholarly father bored me to tears. He gave up on me quite early on. With Jane, however, it was a different story.
What do you mean?
From the day she was born, my father doted on her, far more than he ever doted on me. Read to her, bought her books, games. Truth be told, I was a bit jealous. He passed away when she was still a toddler, so it's unlikely she remembers all the attention he showered on her. But I do, and I still find it so out of character as to be mystifying.
It was nice talking to you.
This is an extremely busy time for me, so I apologize in advance if you call and I'm unavailable.
I understand.
Good. Cheerio.
Alright. This is a good place to save our game. Call it Twitch Party. Alright, you guys. Due to some things that came up here at the office, I need to cut the stream short today. We're going to pick it up right where we left tomorrow. So we're going to come back at the same time, and the time zones are listed. There we go. You can see me better now. The time zones are listed on our website, so you can see the, we've got only the American time zones in that. So come back then. Hope to see you then. Couple of things though. If you haven't noticed during the slideshow, the pictures showing that we are having a sale on this game, Curse of Blackmoor Manor, the digital download, which includes the French version. So if you guys wanted to play this game in French, it comes down to like $5 if you use that promo code. Because it's originally like $10 US, and then if you use the promo code, it's half off. So there's that. You guys have fun. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks again for stopping by, and I will touch base with our KoKo Kringle winner tonight. You guys have a great night.